Hello everybody, and welcome to my spoiler-free review of Star Wars The Last Jedi. I'm going to start by talking about the visual effects in this movie, and if you've ever seen a Star Wars film or anything else ever done by Lucasfilm, you know that the visual effects are some of the best, and The Last Jedi is no different. These are some of the best visual effects that I've seen in a theater in 2017. They are just dazzling action sequences in this movie, really. I mean, whether you talk about the hand-to-hand combat lightsaber type of sequences or some of those higher scale space battle sequences that we've all grown to love, the visual effects are really something to behold. And not just visual sequences, it also comes down to audio for these kind of films, and Star Wars and Lucasfilm have also been at the top of the game in terms of audio, whether it be John Williams' thunderous score or this amazing sound design that goes into some of the sound effects that are in Star Wars films. Last Jedi delivers on all fronts, where you get a really great John Williams score and some of the best sound design that I've seen from films in 2017 also. And it's the kind of thing that no one really pays attention to, but when you watch a Star Wars film, you really feel that kind of immersiveness because of the amazing sound design. Now we come to the performances in this film. My 4 favorite performances in this film were from Daisy Ridley, Oscar Isaac, Adam Driver, and of course, Mark Hamill. And we got to see most of these actors play out these characters in the first film, but for me, The Last Jedi gave all of these actors more to work with. And when it comes to Mark Hamill's performance in the film, I actually think his performance was the strongest of the lot. And personally, for me, my favorite performance from him, from any Star Wars film, I think he's really matured as an actor since his young days in the Star Wars franchise. So look out for Mark Hamill in this film, and of course Daisy Ridley. I mean, she was not an actress I loved in The Force Awakens, but I really got to see her grow, not only as an actress, but as her character also grows. You kind of get more stuff for Daisy Ridley as an actress to work with. So great performances from those 4 actors. Now, of course, I come to the content of this film, and I won't be giving away any spoiler details since this is a spoiler-free review, but I'll give my general thoughts about what I thought about Rian Johnson's vision for this film. And all I can say is that this is an extraordinary Star Wars film that really gives a focus not only on the characters, but also the kind of relationships these characters have with each other, and more importantly, how those relationships can often change and will often change based on time and on circumstances. So I think what Rian Johnson did with the script of this movie is really understand how to not only understand the characters of the Star Wars franchise, but how they interact with each other and also interact with the entire mythology of Star Wars. Because there's a lot of things that we've kind of been spoon-fed as Star Wars fans about Star Wars that kind of comes into question in this film, and I really enjoyed that Rian Johnson took the movie to that point where he saw some of the more grayer sides or darker sides of some of the Star Wars mythology that we've kind of seen a halo around all this time. So I really like that he brought some of those things into question. One thing I really liked about this film is its pacing and screenplay. I think that Rian Johnson and the writers did a really good job of making a Star Wars story that's honestly really interesting and constantly unpredictable, whether it be through its, action sequences, exploration of characters, exploration of mythology, whatever it may be. Rian Johnson's made a really well-written Star Wars film that holds up, stays on track for the most part, and was constantly entertaining and unpredictable, and I really enjoyed it. And while I can't give any spoiler details in this review, I can let you know that this is a great Star Wars film that will feel a bit different when it comes to some of the Star Wars films that you may have seen earlier, but it still holds up in its own right, I think, and I think it really fits well into the franchise. I think that they did a good job of honoring some of the kind of old parts of the franchise while also bringing some parts of it into question or presenting them in a different light. But overall, this is a very well-written Star Wars film that kind of changes the dynamic of Star Wars while also coating it with a sense of familiarity. Overall, I'm going to give Star Wars The Last Jedi an A, guys. Thank you so much for watching this spoiler-free review of Star Wars The Last Jedi, guys. I want to do a spoiler discussion, a much longer spoiler discussion and review where I get into the nitty-gritty parts of this film. I don't know if it'll come out necessarily in the next 2 days, but maybe it'll come out sometime in January. I know it'll be a little bit outdated by then, but I hope that you guys still continue to see that video and see all the other videos. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those great things, and I'll see you guys next time.